Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out today's video. Today we're going to do a war recap of our match against Tribe Gaming in the Elite Warriors United League. It was really important for us to win this because we lost to Nova in our first match. We showed up, our bases just were not ready. But this time we knew we had to be ready. So we got the win on percent, you see it there. 84.6 to 81.4. That just speaks to how good the base building was on both sides. Tribe Gaming is very good, and they are like a world champion type team where whenever a clan is facing them or has them on the schedule to face them, that day is circled. You know, all these other wars that are going on in your Clash life don't matter, but that one does. So they get everybody's best game. So it's hard for them. I know it is, but let's go ahead and start watching replays. I had to go first. I always go first for my team, but and I choose it that way, so that's just the way that these wars go. I don't mind hitting first. Now, I start my warden walk down here around the 6 o'clock, and getting a nice funnel here at the warden. No drama. It's gonna be easy path to the town hall. And I'm gonna point out the one mistake I made in this that cost me the triple. And at this level, the base building is so good that it really is just one mistake, and that's it. You're giving up the triple. So there goes the warden. I put the king up here at the 3 o'clock side. Put the jump down nice and early. Now the Yetis, and the warden follows. Siege bus. Now I put these balloons. This is the mistake. I put the balloons down now. I should have only put one balloon down to check for SAMs, because that's all these balloons are for. Knowing the way that Lex knows builds his bases. He did a video. I was doing research on them because I knew we had them coming. He did a base build video and had all of his SAMs basically around the town hall. So I want to take 3 Cocoa Loons with me to soak up the SAMs on my way into the base, but I put them down too early. I put all of them in when I only should have put one, and they end up pathing down to this archer tower and away from my main push of troops. And so I don't get to soak up those SAMs, which is a huge mistake because I'm going to end up, as you'll see, losing all of my healers and as such not getting a triple. Also, I probably should have pulled that CC. Like, it is an easy CC pull. I could have pulled that out. Just the little things like that make such a big difference. Look at that. Grabbed a SAM right there. Down to 3 healers. Or 2 healers. We might have already got one. But the key to the Yeti Smash spam attack is you got to keep another SAM down to 1 healer. You got to keep the healers on the Yetis. And then they're invincible. But the way to stop that attack, one of the ways, is to kill all the healers and then they just fizzle out. As you see, that's what's happening to me here. Just not going to quite have enough push. Like, I get pretty far through the defensive buildings, quote unquote, but I don't have any cleanup to finish off the base. Which is a little bit of a noob mistake. You should always have tons of cleanup. I could have picked off a few of these 3 buildings here, these 2. With the baby drag, probably would have got 3 or 4. Could have cleaned up all of this over here. Would have had probably in the 90%, high 80s, mid 80s, right? But instead, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this. I'm going to end up with a 77%. Nick's base was good. It was a really good base, and I made mistakes. I think that the only way to really stop players these days is they got to make mistakes. But, okay, so that was the first raid. Oops. Then I immediately got hit on the second hit by Itsu. Now he's going to come in down here with the warden walk. And even with these 2 storages here, he's going to manage to walk all the way to this inferno, which I did not think was going to happen. But yeah, let's go ahead and fast forward this walk. He's got a little cleanup with his walk to make it go a little faster. Works his way in. And my family is celebrating something out there. I don't know what's going on. Kind of wondering. He starts the funnel down here with the king. Now he's got the Yetis and a wall wrecker. And he's got bowlers and witches. So here we go. His warden almost picked off that scatter shot, but didn't. It doesn't really affect the raid a ton because that scatter shot doesn't really enter into the raid at any other point, I don't believe. But the single does lock onto the wall wrecker. He tomes. He doesn't quite get the wrecker, I don't think. Or if he did, it's still busted open. He must have missed it because that wall wrecker still broke. But yeah, I was hoping that wall wrecker would go down before it breaks into that compartment. Not that it would matter. The troops would still beat in there. But it let him in there anyway. He's going to go ahead and jump here. But I had tested this base against Yeti Smash to make sure that it could not be tripled with Yeti Smash from any of the sides. So that wasn't going. I knew when he chose that it was likely not going to triple. Not saying he couldn't do it, because it's Itsu and every base can be tripled. You know, you just need a lucky split here or there. He actually gets an unlucky split with his queen going outside. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and fast forward because it's just cleanup. But it was a very good raid by Itsu. I was very, very happy to have my base hold a defense. It was nice. So it's always nice to not be the guy that gets tripled. Credit to my guys, too, for all the base testing we did. It helps a ton. Immediately after that, Dub hits Itsu. Now, Itsu, I think, laid a nice trap here because this base, everybody makes videos about hitting bases of this type with Queen Walk Miner. Now, Dub is a Queen Walk Miner expert, and he goes into this, and he walks right into what I think is a trap here. So here he goes. He's got the P.E.K.K.A. helping create a funnel for the queen. Gonna go ahead and ×2 the charge. He's walking her up. He's gonna start the king up here soon by that cannon. There he goes. Everything's kind of going to plan so far. Miner's in. Now, problem number one. He doesn't heal the miners, and they get killed by the eagle right there. About 10 of them. Then he's got this group up here eating Skellies and Scattershot and Eagle Fire and Inferno. And he loses most of them there. And that right there is the end of that raid. Now he just needs his queen to make sure she gets the town hall and hope that he gets the percent, because the raid is basically dead here. Once they get into the core, there's just no hope. He has 2 heal spells left, and he cannot use them on anything because everything's dead. So, yeah, pretty tough raid here. Really well built base and a really nicely set trap. Now my dog is barking. Kids are probably torturing that poor dog. Yep, they sure are. Sorry about that. Alright, gonna go ahead and fast forward. This raid's over. Okay. So let's go to the next raid. Alright, so next we have Nick hitting V, right? Now, this base, it was last minute, and we did not have a sub. Somebody couldn't play. They got spun in war, but this guy's on our roster, so we brought him in, but we never tested his bases until right before the war. I hit this with Yeti Smash a couple times. We tripled it every time, but we thought of the bases he had, this was going to be the best one. Lo and behold, this guy comes in with a Yeti Smash. Now, he does it different than I do, and I think that really saved us because he runs into basically just being stalled up by these ice golems long enough that he cannot make that push through the base, which I found really odd because for some reason when I did it, it just went so smooth every time. That's the thing about friendly challenges. Sorry about that. Notifications. That's the thing about friendly challenges, is that everything seems to go much better in friendly challenge than it does in actual war. So, and I think too, maybe he didn't have all singles. Maybe that was an adjustment we made after FCing, because those singles just roasted those Yetis for sure. He's going to come in for the town hall with that slammer. Everybody's dead but the slammer and the royal champion and a handful of cleanup troops. But it's looking like even though he's going to get the Town Hall down, everything's going to die immediately to the Giga Bomb. And that, again, is going to be a low percent raid. Not as low as Dubs. Dubs was a 52 because that trap was perfect. But this one's still low. It's less than 70. So we're holding them on percent pretty well. As you know, we win on percent, and this is why. This is their lowest percent rate, I think. All right, let's go to the next raid. That was Nick. Now we got Hex being attacked by Senior Fox. Now this again was probably set up with the same trap for the Queen Walk Miner, okay? But instead of walking down here along this side after seeing what happened, we decided to come in this way straight into that eagle from over here, right? Cutting a funnel here, go in here at the like 4 or 5 o'clock, and just jump the queen in there and go for it, right? King to funnel. Because of that single target, he has no hope of getting the Town Hall with that king, but that's fine. Because you don't really need it. It pulls out the CC, which is nice. Needs that king to go down relatively quick, actually, so the CC comes to the queen, so she doesn't have to deal with it while she's under fire of that single target Inferno. He did bring 2 freezes, which are going to help him significantly in getting through this base, but now he's got the ice golems pulling out here to his cleanup troops on the outside of the base. This is probably what cost him the triple here, because now they're going to come back and he's going to end up facing them exactly when he gets in range of this single target Inferno. There it is. That's exactly what the defender was hoping for. So he freezes it up, trying to get through these ice golems fast as he can. Doesn't have any more freezes. He has the queen ability. He's going to use it now. He's got the miners coming in, but they do not get there in time. Now, because the miners aren't hogs, they come up and down off the map and under the map. The hogs don't. Hogs probably would have kept the attention of that single target Inferno, but the miners, as soon as they go underground, that retarget the queen, and she died. And you're thinking, that charge didn't get a whole lot, right? At least that's what they were saying in the stream. I'm watching a different stream while this is going on. I can't remember if it was Lady B or not, or Carbon, but it was somebody. And they were saying, man, that charge didn't get much. This raid is totally rip. However, because he attacked it in a way that the defender wasn't expecting, it's actually going to get really, really close to being a triple here. And had that scatter shot gone down, look how much health is on that scatter shot. Would have helped a little, but it's only a time fail. It's not really an all-out fail where all the troops die before you can take the base down. He has plenty of miners left to take it down. Just time ended up not being on his side, and it probably would have been a fail actually with that scatter shot still up. So, all right, so that was that. That was Fox hitting Hex. This should be Eve check hitting Dub. It is. Now, when I saw that he was doing this, as soon as he placed his queen here, I knew this was a fail. I tested this exact entry. I don't even know how many times. This base was so annoying. It looks so good for the hybrid, right? And only one time did I get it with the weirdest path of the queen walking perfectly into like the corner of the wall that drew the queen, the enemy queen here, and I got her with my queen and the CC, and the perfect storm happened, and I couldn't replicate it no matter what I did. So we knew this base was going to hold unless that happened, especially to one of these ground attacks. I like this side too, where I could get the 2 scatters, the enemy king and the enemy royal champion, but there is way too much damage over here to actually charge through. Here he goes, working his way through. Coco Loon, these guys are pros, so no detail goes missed. No Sam there, though. Gonna go for that second layer wall break, gets it. He's activated the Eagle. Eagle targets the healers. He's now 1 red bomb away from those healers being toast. He comes in with the miners right at the town hall. Makes the mistake of placing all the miners, then the warden when you need to place like 10 or 12 warden, and then the rest so the warden stays with him. Because his tome or his aura gives them like a hit point buff. You kind of need that going in there. Everything's looking pretty fizzled out here as he's going through the core. The Royal Champion is picking off a bunch of miners. Miners in the core are under heal, but you can tell by how much is left on the back end. There's just no way. Here he goes. And we know there's giant bombs in this Inferno compartment that are just going to wreak havoc on those troops. Really well designed base. Skelly pops. Draws some more of the miners. They get roasted. And they're just dancing all over the place chasing those skellies. Really good attack though. I thought the same thing when I first wanted to hit this base in testing. And I was, bewildered that it didn't work. This base is very good. Made some minor adjustments and it really held up pretty well. So now we have Ghost hitting Lex, I believe. Yep. Ghost coming in with a Lalo. Now, all of us were shocked that he wanted to do a Lalo because it's like, okay. But my theory was it doesn't look like they're defending air at all. They're using all ice golems. Why not? If you feel comfortable with it, even though I feel like Lalo right now is kind of at a disadvantage to a lot of the ground attacks. If all the skellies are on ground, the CC's 3 ice golems, Lalo is kind of the way to go. It's very strong. So he goes in, Sui Heroes at 3 o'clock. Trying to get the enemy queen. Is going to get the enemy queen. And then Royal Champion to get that air defense over here. He also grabbed an air defense on this side too. He actually grabs 2 air defenses. So there's only 1 air defense left in this base. Starts as balloons. Gets the Electron in. He does the blimp and the balloons at the same time, which I think is really smart and hard to get used to doing. Here he goes. His E-Drag is chasing the king around, but the E-Drag's actually going to come down and get that scatter shot, which is nice. There it goes. The balloon path is very nice. Moving through a little slow here. That E-Drag's tanking that scatter shot, which is pretty nice. And the E-Drag's getting all kinds of chain value there. I don't know if you saw that. That was some good chain value. Froze up the multi and the scatter shot. The tornado is really well placed there because it stalls up those balloons. And now he has to use the second haste here to make sure he gets to that scatter shot before it takes all those balloons down. But at this point, it's already too late. Those balloons took 1 shot from the scatter, and it pretty much wrecked him, So here he goes. Gets so close to this triple, but that not enough minions to take down that single target Inferno. Takes him down really fast, actually. I don't know how many minions you'd need to take down a single, but it's a lot. So Lexanos' base holds. Alright, so here we go. Hex hitting Fox. Now, the one thing we did not do is test Fox's base enough. It wasn't going to get Yeti smashed for sure. We tried many, many times. There was only 1 entry that really worked on this. Nothing else did, and it had to get pretty lucky. We also tested hybrid on this, and it did get tripled a few times. But we tweaked the traps to where it at least made it what we thought would be difficult. But he does pretty much exactly what Juan does. Juan likes to come in the same way on this base and charge the town hall this way. I'm going to go ×2 for this charge. So here he goes, working his way through. A single target Inferno here might have been a good idea, actually. Now he's got the funnel with the king and the P.E.K.K.A. on the side out there. Now he's got miners in. Here they go. Lets the miners take 1 volley of eagle shots. Rages up the queen to make sure she gets through that area over there. Gets the Inferno and the Expo. Warden right through the Eagle. Got his CC Hogs coming up and getting that Tesla farm with a Wizard to clean up those skellies. And this raid is looking super good. It's a triple as you saw when I first clicked it. But this raid is looking very good. And the sad thing for us is that we knew it was weak to this. We just got a little bit lazy, to be honest with you. We should have done more. Like just the adjustment of that Inferno at the Town Hall being a single, then you probably can't charge there. Or you have to use your freezes there. I don't know if that even would have been enough, but, you know, we will see. I'm going to go ahead and times this up a little bit. Fast forward through the cleanup. Very good hit by Hex. This is a very, very nice hit. Let's go ahead. I really wish I turned off notifications. That was Eve, Ghost, Hex. Okay, then our guy V is going in, and after that triple, we knew we needed a triple. So he's coming in with the hybrid, and this base, a lot of times people look at these bases, they're like, there's no way to hybrid this, right? But if you think about taking wall breakers and just busting open a compartment, it really helps you create the pathing, because everything in Clash is about pathing, right? It's about counters and about pathing. So, you know, bases counter different strategies with different layouts, and different attacks counter that with, you know, different pathing, basically. So here he goes. He's going to wall break into that compartment. He's going to start taking down everything. And here gets the Royal Champion before she targets the Hound, which was nice. Unfortunately, he's got that air defense picking on his healer, but it was just picking on one healer. So there he goes. Still going to be able to salvage this raid. It looked kind of rip right there when that air defense targeted all the healers, but it wasn't. It was just targeting one. So here we go. Or at least that's how it looked to me. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was. Gonna go ahead and take down the Town Hall and another Skelly Trap and the Enemy King. Oh, for the love of God. Everybody's coming out with the notifications tonight. Everybody's getting chatty. Alright, here we go. Warden right away. Make sure the troops don't eat up too much of that Eagle or bombs. He didn't even need to Warden there, I don't think, to be honest. But the raid's a triple, so I'm not gonna pick on it too much. Here he goes, gets through the core, got tons and tons of troops left. He lets those hogs down there a little bit with that heal, but I think he really was worried about these miners. Everybody's working their way around. The king and all of his barbs are still going strong. We're going to ×2 this here. There they go. Royal Champion ability. Just a handful of miners left. A really weak Royal Champion. But somehow, still going to pull through. Looks like a lot of troops there at the end. P.E.K.K.A. Barbarian Party. Handful of miners. Awesome raid by Velsper. I don't even know how to pronounce that, to be honest with you. Okay, and then Lex is the last one to hit, the leader of WHF. And he comes at this in a way that we tested a handful of times, but mostly I did all the Yeti Smash testing, and Juan did a lot of the miners or hogs testing. And he did test this entry a lot. Wall breaking into the Town Hall is very fashionable and popular these days. So he comes in pretty much the way Juan tested. Gonna come in and grab that easy Town Hall. We'll go ×2 for this charge. Takes care of the CC. Rages are up. Pretty soon the Town Hall's gonna go down. King got a heck of a funnel cut over there. Said that E-drag. But he runs into like all kinds of expos. Royal Champion had to burn the ability there. Starts the miners. Got a funnel with the, Siege bus. Got his Royal Champion in. I'm going to go back to ×2. Queen goes down. There's just too much fire on her. And kind of loses out everything here in the core. It's just too much damage to have to fight through. Losing my voice again. You got all the skellies, everything in there just kind of worked against him on this. I mean, it's pretty hard to miner through a base with all ground skellies, and the queen goes down early. It's pretty tough. But yeah. So that's it. 73%. I think he needed an 88% to beat us on percentage for the win. But yeah. That's going to do it for today's video. Sorry, my voice is going out again. GG to Tribe Gaming. They're an excellent clan in every way, shape, and form. And we're glad that we got this lucky win on percent. So our next war is against Queen Walkers. I'm going to try to stream that and then make a video about it. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.